So, welcome. I'm joined today by practicing psychotherapist, author, educator, supervisor, patron, editor, the multi-talented Richard Hill. He's going to be running a pre-convention full-day workshop on Thursday, the 10th of November. Client responsive hypnosis, mirroring hands. Richard, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you for being here. First of all, tell us what can we expect from this one-day workshop?
Well, first, thank you very much for making it all possible, Adam, and for your fabulous work with the conference and bringing that back and keeping that going. So that was a grand effort of yours. And what we can expect with my workshop is certainly, from my point of view, it's something that I've been working on for decades. And but the workshop itself has been available for the last 4 or 5 years. We've had COVID, which has put everything
Yeah,
aside. But we come in, and what we need to do in workshops is we need to understand why things happen. So there's always some talk of the theory in the background, but we also need to feel it. So this workshop is very much about being face to face. This is not the workshop you could do online. This is the
right.
workshop where I will show you elements and give you lots of examples and opportunities to practice parts of it, practice it all together. But the great difficulty with mirroring hands, it is not an organized, designed process. It's a process that emerges out of the experience between the therapist and the client. And no therapies are the same. No dialogue is the same. No experience is the same. It's the most wonderful, glorious way to practice.
Yeah, yeah. I know when I've discussed this with you in the past, I've been fortunate enough to have some conversations with you in the past. I always get the feeling of how much you love this work. You were professional colleagues and close friends with Ernest Rossi, who worked with Milton Erickson, and this is. I know that this is part of his legacy that you've helped develop, and you're now sort of picking up and carrying the baton, so to speak. Is that correct?
Was very fortunate. It was more than just a mentorship. It was more than just being taught. I was an apprentice. I would write Ernie only when I thought I had something really interesting and really thoughtful to say. And for the first few years, he would write back and say, that's very good. And here are the 10 things that you haven't said. And here's the thing that I said 10 years ago. But then about 6 or 7 years in, I remember writing him an email about something to do with the work the very detailed work we were doing. And he wrote back and he said, I've never thought of that. And that changed things. Then we went on, and so we had another good 10 years together. And when it came time, and he knew he was coming towards the end a few years ago, because he passed away a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
2020. And he was actually selecting people around the world for various aspects of his science work. And mirroring hands, he chose me. How absolutely extraordinary. And so he asked me to write the book together
Yeah.
with him. And so we did that. And that now he actually said, this book is better than I could have written. So it
Wow.
was quite extraordinary.
Yeah, yeah, that's some testimony. I love that, and I love the idea that people that get to work with you, or in some sense, get a vicarious sense, and will get a vicarious sense of what Rossi was like, and so on. And you mentioned in the write up of the workshop that yourself and Rossi believed perhaps Erickson would be working in a client responsive way today. I think a lot of potential people that are potentially interested in coming in and working with you would be excited by this. And how much of this approach do you think is influenced by Erickson? Would you say?
Oh, it's all the flow. I really find it hard to believe that I'm in this flow from Erickson to Rossi to me. It's quite extraordinary to find yourself like I feel like royalty, but I haven't. I'm not royal. But Erickson was working in the early days. He was very directive, going back to the 30s and 40s, and then he started to become more this non-directive, and then he became more quite permissive and quite allowing, quite stepping back. And he actually coined in the 1960s the phrase that we use a lot, that the task of the therapist is to cast the burden for effective therapy back to the client. And
Yeah.
this was the beginning of the understanding of responsiveness, where we actually now, as we go along, Ernie and I, well, he's still alive in me, Ernie and I say that it is the client that provides the stimulus for us to respond to. And what was happening with Erickson in the last years of his life, he was losing a lot of his language. So a lot of those incredible speaking skills and clever things that he did, he really wasn't able to do. And everything was as effective anyway.
Yeah.
So this is why we say we feel that he was actually, both by physical changes and by aging, that he was actually moving into a phase where the client, the therapist, was able to step back and flow with the client rather than come in. And I'm not by any stretch making any comment about those directive things and scripts and all those things. Everything has its place, and I have a lot to say about those things, and people can talk to me about the science of that, and I'm a neuroscientist as well. But what we do when we're working with a client, particularly in a therapeutic situation, is we need to grasp and connect with their capacities and what they're capable of doing. And funnily enough, if you stop back and you're sensitive and you observe, they will tell you. They don't know they're telling you. That's your skill, is to know what they're telling you. And so
Right.
this is the framework of mirroring hands.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as usual, I would like to ask you 100 further questions. My main aim with these clips is that they are quite brief. I'm looking forward to cornering you at every opportunity that I get at the UK Hypnosis Convention, and I think lots of people will want to do the same. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those tuning into this clip, this is a rare chance to come and learn from and work with Richard. He's based in Australia. We're really excited and privileged to have him here at the UK Hypnosis Convention. So that's Thursday the 10th of November for a full day. All the details are at the convention website, ukhypnosisconvention.co.uk. Thanks for joining me, Richard. Look forward to seeing you in November.
And thank you for being so persistent over the years to hang on to people like me and other people that you brought to the conference, because it really is, I'm really coming in support of you. And I
You're
really
most welcome. You're very generous.